Hello, Steeler Nation, and what a game we had today. Here we go. I'm switching my microphone to the regular one. There we go. Another game came down to the last minutes. Obviously, to me, I don't know how much you guys watched Tim Tebow, but back in 2007, I watched every single game he played, which is why I was completely not surprised when Tim Tebow came back to beat us in overtime in the playoffs. Everybody else is still fan. How could you lose to Tim Tebow? Oh, how could you lose to Tim Tebow? Worst quarterback ever. Fire everybody. The guy won games. Keep the game close to the fourth quarter. Defense makes enough plays. Tim Tebow won you the game in the fourth. Kenny Pickett is Tim Tebow. Enjoy it because I'm watching it like I'm watching the 2007 Denver Broncos all over again. 2010. What was it then? 2010, 7, somewhere around there. But man, what a game. This is your show. It's time to talk. We're all here to have fun, enjoy a win. Got Deontay Johnson back. Got a lot of players back here from injury after that, after the bye. We were playing pretty well on defense. Looks like Joey Porter got a lot more time. How are you feeling? Cooley, man, how you doing? Good to see you, my friend. Sorry we didn't play well in your home city. Glad to have you back on the show, my friend. Stephanie, welcome to the show, Stephanie. What a game. This is it. This is Tim Tebow football, guys. We are now enjoying it as Pittsburgh Steelers fans, which means we're going to the playoffs. It's just going to be a heart attack. I strongly dislike Tebow overhyped. Right. It's the sad thing is, it's an equal. It is an equal ascension for both players. They're right here. Except Tim Tebow could throw more touchdowns in a game than Pickett. Pickett's only thrown two touchdowns in a game once. Tim Tebow's done it way more than that. So wrap your head around that. TJ is a beast. Big play. Guys, if TJ Watt scored that touchdown, and we know what a big game Myles Garrett had today trying to make a push to for DPOY. If TJ Watt scores that touchdown, we're talking not only TJ Watt for Defensive Player of the Year, but TJ Watt for MVP. TJ Watt is making plays to win us games. He got us that extra 7 points. That was the 7 points extra that we needed for victory formation out of being completely outcoached at the end of the game. How could we think that was going to happen in this game? Tomlin and Canada outcoached McVay. What? Striker? They're the worst. How could that happen? We kept getting first downs. Ball control offense. Having Deontay Johnson back gives us a possession receiver that extends the chains. Gives Pickens more space to be open. This is what we've needed all season, guys. And then what comes down to at the end? McVay burning timeouts early. I never burnt timeouts as a head coach until 2 minutes or until you get close to 2 minutes. He started burning them at 4 minutes. I'm like, oh, he might give us the game here because getting a first down under 2 minutes after you're out of timeouts means victory formation. And that is exactly what happened tonight. Canada and the offense get the win tonight. We got the ball with just under 6 minutes to go in this game. Offense seeded this game away. I mean, we probably could have scored a field goal if there was more time on the clock, but hell. Offense salted the game away tonight, and it's the first time they've done it all season. Other times, it's the defense making a play, big interception at the end of the game to go into victory formation. This time, offense salted the game away, and that is huge for this team trying to look for something better on offense. Awesome. Awesome. Great to see you, Ian. Pickett was better in the second half than the first. Have you seen his career? He's Tim Tebow. He's better in the second half than he is in the first half. He's Tim Tebow until he gets better. I think he has a higher ceiling than Tim Tebow, but right now, he's Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow won games. Tim Tebow got to the playoffs. Tim Tebow won a playoff game. Kenny Pickett needs to be Tim Tebow right now, honestly. Keith Robinson. Canada looked like an offensive coordinator in the fourth quarter. Yes, he did. Those were great play calls, got people in space, made the right calls to get people in plays. The only thing that stopped us from having this game over earlier was our own players making dumb, bonehead taunting rules, which I personally think taunting doesn't even have a place in professional sports because they're adults. Nothing you're going to say to an adult is going to affect their psyche. And honestly, on the road, the way they were playing all game, the way George Pickens got called on a great block where he actually got in front of the guys on a crackback, because a crackback, you're usually hitting on an offside angle. Got in front of his shoulder. Shoulder to shoulder, great block. You deserve to be able to say something after those crap calls. Absolutely. Pickens and DJ need to shut up and play. That's exactly what we're talking about, Cooley. It's made my point that I was just talking about with Robinson right there. I love that. Thank you, Robin. You always know what's going on. Drew Balansky. Great to see you, Drew. How? What a game. I know. Any win. Guys, Steelers are going to win ugly all season. We actually had a chance at 30 points today. If there's more time on the clock and we had to make some more plays, we had a chance at 30 points today. This didn't happen. JPJ will be a player. He already is. You know what my nickname is for Joey Porter Jr. now, guys. Take it and run with it. Drive killer. Joey Porter Jr. is a drive killer. Making so many big plays at the end of games and on third down to stop drives. He is a drive killer, just like his dad used to do it, sacking and knocking balls out in the backfield as an outside linebacker. He's doing it as cornerback. Throw it my way? No way. Love having him on the team. Can't wait to get Trice back as well. Two long, lanky, ball-playing corners. Next year and going on, we're going to be big. Beamer! Let's go! Donnie Gray! I love having Facebook back, guys. Love it. Don't care what anybody says about Pickett. Might not put up big numbers, but he's clutch. Yes, he is. So is Tim Tebow. But I like clutch quarterbacks. I like quarterbacks that win. And Tim Tebow got whiteballed. Not blackballed. He got whiteballed. Drew, back again. Let's go. Great complimentary football tonight. Exactly. We got the Eagles playing tonight, too. Love TJ Watt. Stephanie. Oh, I want a Watt jersey so badly. That is my next jersey. Mark Elmer, please don't compare to Tebow. I know. It should hurt you. It should hurt you to your core, Mark. But I saw every single one of Tim Tebow's games as a starting quarterback. I see nothing different. Nothing different between Tebow and Pickett, other than Pickett's got a higher ceiling. Pickett has a higher ceiling. I'm waiting for Pickett to start pushing on that ceiling, raising the roof, so to speak. Cooley man back again. Please stop calling him. I'll have to start disliking him also. All right. I'll stop. All right. Here's my impression of Kenny Pickett in the fourth quarter, scoring a touchdown. Kenny Pickett. Some of you old heads are old enough to remember the Tebow. There it is. We're going to call it the Pickett now. Najee and Warren ran hard when they had to. Nice to see them both score. Great call. Yeah, I wanted to get to that too, Robert. Yeah, this was a great game for the running attack, especially since before the bye, they were having a tough time. Really were having a tough time. We had scores 3 on the ground today by 3 different players. Najee, Warren, Pickett. Awesome. And got a first down every freaking time on 3rd and 4th and 1 when we went for the quarterback sneak. We were screaming. I was screaming about it last time. Lining up in shotgun pistol on 4th down when you've got that monster of a quarterback that knows how to get a first down, and the rest phantom spotted that ball as a first down. Freaking great. It was the coaching that gave us that game because McVay did not have the timeout, went to 2-minute warning. We let it go to 2-minute warning, and we're able to kneel it out for the victory. Victory formation, game, set, match. That's out coaching, guys. You guys are all so hard. A lot of you guys, not all you guys. A lot of people that don't like Tomlin say he can't manage games. This is the reason why he's won so many games. He is an excellent time manager. I've watched freaking Andy Reid when he was in Philly. And I will tell you who was a poor time manager was when he had McNabb as his quarterback. McNabb would make bonehead plays, run passing plays and incompletions deep when they needed to run the clock to statistically run out the game. Worm burners to run out the game. That doesn't happen with Tomlin, guys. Does not happen with Tomlin at all. Ian, yes, I agree. Needs to do better reading the defensive setup. He does. And he'll get better. I mean, like I said, Pickett's got a way higher ceiling than Tebow. But right now, second year in the league, he's Tebow. Until I am proved otherwise. Mark Dumpsdorf! Man, stop tripping. I love it. Bring it. Steelers were not outcoached. No, Steelers outcoached the Rams. That's what I'm saying. Outcoached for the win. We outcoached the Rams. That's what it means for my title. So I'm glad that you read the title. But I mean, the Steelers outcoached the Rams for the win. We got them into a situation, time management. We were superb in time management. They lost because of it. Stephanie got my Watt shirt. Awesome. What does it say on there? Is it just say TJ Watt, just the number? Or is it jersey? Or is it like a cool shirt? Let me know. Robert, I'm banning you at Steeler Nation. Well, I'm not going to. What? I missed the last 2 weeks. I've been in Iceland. What are you going to do? TiVo flags. You guys got it. I believe our first rushing touchdown of the season as well. Was Tebow our first? Was Pickett our first running touchdown of the season? That was honestly not intentional, but accurate. Was that? So Kenny Pickett has our first running touchdown of the year in week, what is it now, 7? Wow. Guys, I mean, you tell me if that was the stat. If the Steelers did not have a rushing touchdown before tonight, I thought they had one. I thought they had one before tonight. But if that is the stat, to be 4-2, week 7 with your first rushing touchdown tonight, albeit 3 rushing touchdowns, we're getting back in the running game, guys. Getting back in the running game. Robert, 3 TDs in the red zone. Amazing. I know. That's way more. We only had 2 all season. We passed our first 5 games of production in this game. And that is why Matt Canada will keep his job. That's what we get. Yay, we're efficient. Canada's the offensive coordinator for another week. Ian, the defense did very well after giving up some big runs. They clamped down. We adjusted. And you have to adjust in a game like this. We are expecting them to be more pass heavy, especially since they were down to like their 8th running back. We weren't expecting him to run the ball. We weren't expecting them to be heavy run, and they did. Much to their credit, they did what Bill Belichick does, and that is play and coach to the ways that your offense, that the other team is not expecting you to do, and that's smart. And we didn't have an answer for it in the first half. We clamped down after the first drive, did a good job throughout the rest of the way, got enough turnovers because, as you see in this offense, guys, we win these games because of turnovers. If we lose the turnover battle, we lose games. Najee fumbled that ball forward for the first down run, the first down of the game. I'm like, Matt Canada's playbook is finally starting to come together. Left guard picks up the first down fumble. Work to perfection. That's the only time Matt Canada's probably smiling in the booth, but I loved it. It's the way it happened, and you have to adjust. And the Steelers did adjust. So great call there, Ian. Mark, what was the strategy for running all season? Pound Najee, sweep Warren. They weren't really sweeping Warren as much as they were running more sweeps with the receivers. They did run Warren more outside, but Warren was also big enough and put on enough weight in this offseason to be able to take it up between the tackles as well. And he's done a great job. His touchdown run was between the tackles. Great blocking. Untouched, essentially, for that touchdown run. And that was the longest touchdown run of the season. So all the kudos to Warren. All of them. And Najee as well. Guys, I was saying this to my wife, and I don't know why we got away from this. Our first 4 rushes on first down with Najee was like 7 yards, 8 yards, 7 yards, 6 yards. We were getting yardage and wins on first downs for once, the first time ever. And then just decided to throw the ball after that. I don't know why we didn't keep running it, but our first down wins were getting us to down and distance situations where we should have won for third down conversions. Tom was watching from UK. Glad I stayed up for that fourth quarter. Was seriously doubting my decision for a long time. Go Steelers. Go Tom. And thank you so much over there on the other side of the pond for being able to stay up late and watch our Steelers and join our show even later. But like me, I get geeked after a win. I'm going to be awake for a while. So thank you so much for joining the show, Tom. And we hope to bring our Steelers close to you to probably Croke Park, maybe Wembley, maybe that other stadium, Tottenham. Where is that Tottenham stadium as well? So we might be close to you here soon in one of these years. Stephanie has his name and number. Awesome. Awesome. Shirt jerseys. Always awesome. Always awesome. Thanks, Steph. Adam Bohm. Refs were horrible. Oh, my gosh, yeah. Good win. We'll definitely take it. They missed a bunch of holds. On the touchdown, grabbed the guy by the waist, pulled him backwards. I'm like, how do you miss that at the point of attack on the one where he came out to throw? And 2 of the last 3 balls on their last drive were intentional grounding. Stafford was in the pocket, between the tackles, under pressure, threw the ball away both times. That is intentional grounding. Neither got called. I was really upset about both of those. Hartman, what's going on? Did you wear your Steelers gear in Iceland? If so, any comments? How was it? Would love to go one day. Loved it. Sadly, I only had one Steelers shirt that I did wear, but it was under the 4 layers I had to wear because every day there we were there for 9 days. And for the first 6 days, it was below freezing the entire time. We traveled the whole island. So we hung out in Reykjavik for the first 2 days, went to a hot spring on our way to Vik to see the Black Sand Beach, stayed overnight in Vik, saw the Northern Lights that night, then drove all the way to the East Fjords and cutting through that mountain pass was all snow and ice. Was not fun to drive. Forgot I had a 4-wheel drive that night. But coming up the hill the next day, I remembered I had 4-wheel drive. Because we had to make our way all the way over to this northern central part of the island on the other side of the tunnel to Outcoached, where we stayed in that beautiful little town, did some shopping, had some food. Next day, we made it all the way to the peninsula, the Snæfjells Peninsula, just north of on the northern side there. I forget which Grand Fjords or something it's called. Stayed there for the last night. Weather was horrid. Car was being blown all over the place. But that drive from the East Fjords to Outcoached through the mountains, all snow, ice, slush. I almost lost control twice. And there's no shoulders. No salt used on the roads. No shoulders. You miss by an inch and you're in a ditch. And we saw so many cars and ditches, and that ends vacations. So fortunately, I kept us literally between the ditches on that run. A tire ride. Had only worried about the wind the last day or two because we had some bad wind gusts, and they don't have trees. 0 trees in Iceland. All the Vikings chucked them all down. They grew some back, or they're starting to grow some back, but not to the point where it's a wooded island at all. You got wind blasting through that island, nothing to block it unless you're in the city, and then the buildings block it. So then last 2 days we're in Reykjavik, and I will tell you this, if anybody ever goes to Iceland, 101 Bistro in Reykjavik is the single greatest fish and chips I've had in my life. In my life. I've had hundreds of fish and chips. We went back 3 times. Once before our trip around the island, twice after we got back, just for fish and chips, just for lunch. Because they were moist, the breading was perfect, the fish was never frozen. Perfect fish and chips. So if you guys like fish and chips, 101 Bistro in Reykjavik, the best fish and chips you will ever have in your life. Absolutely awesome. Stephanie, I think they need to play Porter more. I think they are, and they did. Tonight, he definitely had way more snaps than he's had all season. So good recognizing that, Stephanie. And we're all rooting for Joey Porter to eventually become a starter here sooner than later. Robert, what did you think of the challenge on the sideline catch? Now, I will tell you exactly what I thought. Anything close, you got to call. Especially a big play like that where the reverse would have given you the football. That's where I like making challenges. If you can get the ball back or if you knock down a big play. So those are the 2 instances where you call it. Now, here's my problem with that play. Now, if your foot is flat, and your shoe goes toe and then down to your heel out of bounds, you're out of bounds. Even if you tap your toe and then land it. And what happened there, they kept stopping it right there on the toe, but the rest of the foot rolled out of bounds. And the same play did happen in Seattle, and I yelled about that play too. I'm like, it's a continuation play for your foot, but they're calling it like a ballerina pirouette, evidently on point. If you hit that point, you got that, you're in. No matter if you come down out of bounds with the rest of that foot. My problem was our defense needs to attack that play from the ground, forcing the guy out of bounds so it's not even close. You don't play the ball in that situation, push the guy out of bounds. But as far as for a review, it's not one of Tomlin's worst. And I could even argue that it should have been upheld, other than they're saying on point. If it doesn't come down on the heel, it's in bounds for some odd reason. Because there you're on point too, caught it, you have possession, and then your heel comes down. I don't know why that's not a touchdown. Same thing. The opposite happened this time. Toe hit, and then the side of the foot went out of bounds. Should have been out of bounds because it's same foot. The heel landed out of bounds too. It's the side of the heel. I don't understand the rule, but that's the way they're ruling it now. And we got to get used to it. Mark, this is genius of Canada. Use grade school plays before the bye, then open the playbook after the bye. That's why. Before the bye is just an extended preseason. You have just found him out, Mark. Well done. Booted! Wait, coming back here, bud. 4-2, just as I predicted. You are the prognosticator, my friend. Let us know how we're going to go the rest of the way. Hopefully, what is it going to be? 15-2, I'm hoping for. 15-2 toward the end of the season. Ian, Pickens did not have to get that flag. DJ would have been inside the 5-yard line. Could have been another score. Absolutely could have. Without those 2 bonehead plays for taunting. So I don't know why taunting even exists in the NFL, because they're adults. And, right? I don't know why going like, I don't know why this is just doing the first down thing isn't a taunt, because that's all AB and Ward did. And honestly, that's all George Pickens and DJ need to do too. But DJ hasn't played all season, made a big play. George Pickens has been being pushed around, got called for a penalty earlier, a dumb one, which I don't think should have been called, but got to be smarter than that. Your only celebration, if you get a big first down at the end of the game, they can never get you for going first down. They can never get you for that. And that needs to be our celebration, just like Ward, just like AB, moving forward. Mark, shout out to the expressive kid. Yeah. Virtual V is over here having some fun as well. She's my sign language interpreter. Adam Baum, VDE 2417. Hundo P, you got $100 for this game? Awesome. Awesome, man. Congratulations. I'm glad you could earn some money with the victory. Ronnie Hunter, we win. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Love your daughter. Thank you so much. She is the best. Big Steeler fan. We're up there spinning the towel. Actually, guys, I just put out a vid on Instagram. So go over to SteelerNation.com for Instagram. Where's my banner for that? I got one of these for it. No, it's not even up here on that. I'll have to make a banner for myself. But at SN Striker, Steeler Nation Striker spelled with a Y, of course. Got a great vid of the dog, my daughter, and myself celebrating the game-winning touchdown. Freaking awesome. Go on over to it. Enjoy it. Instagram, SN Striker. That's all of my social media on the Tickety Talks, on the X, and on the IGs. Ronner, he was inbound. Okay, well, that's fine. And I see that, but you see at least the way I was explaining it too. Derpy Entertainment. Hey, Derpy, welcome back. DJ still get a touchdown over a year now. Well, he hasn't played for, geez, what did he play for? Maybe like not even a quarter when he got hurt this season. So I was hoping he got one today, but I don't care how we get touchdowns as long as we're winning games. I'm sure Deontay Johnson feels the same way because the guy's a team player. He took a significant pay cut on his extension. $13 million a season, guys, for 3 years. He's in year 2 of it. Significant pay cut to stay a Steeler. I will keep that guy a Steeler my whole life. Absolutely love him. Derpy hasn't. Yeah, we know. Mark, if the defender contacts the receiver and the defender's out. No, As long as the receiver's feet are in bounds, that's all that matters. The only way that comes into effect is if you're a kick returner and you're touching out of bounds at all. When you touch the ball in the field of play, the ball's out of bounds because you're out of bounds. And that's the same thing to go with fumble recoveries as well. If any part of your body's out of bounds when you touch a football, you can't recover the fumble. It's technically out of bounds. So that only comes into play on kick returns, punt returns, and fumbles if you're close enough to the sideline. Now, if the defender can carry the player close enough to the sideline, he can just wrap him and run him out of bounds, which we don't see enough of. And that is legal. That is legal to get a receiver. If a receiver jumps for a ball on the sideline or the back of the end zone, defender can just grab him and carry him out of the end zone. It's not a touchdown because their feet have to come down to bounds. More love for V. There you go.
Thank you.
Robert thought the passes over the middle were against the rules for the Steelers. It was nice to finally see a couple balls down the middle, but I think that's the Deontay Johnson effect. Having both of your outside guys that are have to take some attention off of the middle of the field. I don't know why we're still not throwing balls to Washington. Guy is a weapon. Connor got in for a play, but he should have been in for more. They use their guy, their rookie, like Connor. Like, they're the same guy. And that guy has like 600 yards receiving. We should be using Connor Hayward the same way they use Ayuk. Exactly the same way. They're the same freaking player. Derpy. Expressive kid is more expression than Alex Highsmith on defense has been in third and is and third this year after getting the bag. I know. But guys, how about Nick Herbig? Guys, let's give a shout out to Nick freaking Herbig showing up for like one play and getting his first sack off a ghost rush. You guys know what a ghost rush is? A ghost rush is when you run really hard and duck under the tackle, the left tackle, and he doesn't even touch you. It's like there's a ghost got by him. That's called a ghost rush. He ghost rushed their left tackle, and this guy's a rookie. Like, we've got to start getting to the point where we have to consider maybe we have to trade Highsmith. I don't want to trade Watt, but maybe we have to trade Highsmith and get some first rounders for him to give Nick Herbig a chance to start. And it might not be a next year off season, but the year after that is definitely the year you have to make that decision. And that's a big time to make it because you still have Herbig on his rookie contract. You get the money from Highsmith off of your books so you can sign Kenny Pickett now. So guys, that probably might happen. That might happen. Wow. We're getting so good at drafting outside linebackers. Nick Herbig definitely deserved every kudos he got. And if you forgot it, I didn't, because I yelled out Herbig like it was preseason because the guy was a monster in the preseason. Ian, your daughter doing a good job. You should take her to the next home game at the stadium. She went last year. She was the cheerleader. She cheered the entire time, and we did not play well, but everybody was very impressed with her cheering the entire game. Absolutely. Stephanie, thank you so much. Getting a lot of love. Glad to have Deontay Johnson back. Me too, Ronnie. And I was telling everybody before the bye, when we get Deontay Johnson back, the offense is going to start working again. And that's what's going to happen. And Canada's going to look like a better offensive coordinator, but it's not because of its calls. It's because we have Deontay Johnson back on the field, extending plays, getting us first downs, catching tough balls, catching and running like he did tonight. That was big. Huge to have him back. Glad he got involved in the game. We should have involved him more, in my opinion. Absolutely should have involved him more. Derpy, Herbig is dog. Definitely. Definitely. Yes. Hashtag Nick Herbig. There we go. We got the win. Yes, Ronnie, we did. We absolutely did. And we get to cheer for it again. Get a terrible towel wave. This might be my first terrible towel wave ever on any of my podcasts and shows in my lifetime. So we get it for tonight's game. Corey Frank, I don't understand why everyone is going in on Kenny this game. The pass protection was horrible in the first half. The second half, the blocking was better. And so was Kenny. And once again, he became clutch in the second half. Thoughts? If you're here at the top of the show, my thoughts are Kenny Pickett is a better second half quarterback back because right now he's Tim Tebow. And that's what Tim Tebow was. Tim Tebow and their awesome defense in Denver kept those games close So they were within a score in the fourth quarter, so Tebow could win it. And we're seeing the same thing here with Kenny Pickett. Because I watched every Denver game that year, guys, and every Steeler game. Was not surprised about that playoff game. Corey Frank. I don't understand why everyone is going in on Kenny this game. The pass protection. Oh, yeah, we just talked about that. Yeah, that was it. Sorry. Clicked on you twice. Robert. Glad we have Boz. Not the Rams kicker. Yeah. Yeah, that's an extra 6 points that came out. I was going to say 7, but they got that extra point back on their 2-point conversion. Because that could have been 8 points off of the ball because of that kicker. But since they converted that 2-point conversion, they got that extra point that he lost back. But 6 points off the ball, still not enough to win this game. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 is still less than 24. So, yes, very glad we didn't have their kicker, but still ended up not being as much of a factor as it was. But it gave the Steelers a little bit of better field position where I think we got the field goal off of one of those missed field goals in the first half. Derpy, this great win for the Steelers. Now going into 3-game homestand, then going into Cleveland, all winnable. Just saying. Agreed. They are all winnable. And if our offense now is starting to hold the ball to keep our defense fresh, this is going to be a different team, guys. Our defense is going to have a lot less yardage given up because I looked at our yardage, and it is not indicative of how well this defense has played this season. We've had 2 bad games on defense. 2 bad games on defense. The rest of the times, they have won us the game until tonight. I mean, I will still state that T.J. Watt's interception in the beginning of the half, when we won the coin toss, Vi, you got to fix them both.
I will.
Can't be too crazy.
I was trying not to.
So we won the coin flip on away turf and asked for ball with an offense that hasn't done crap all year. At home, you can get away a little bit with asking for ball. On the road, never ask for ball on the road. Why? Because if the Rams ended up getting back-to-back touchdowns, which they could have done because they got a touchdown on their last drive, if they got a touchdown on their opening drive, I would have said the Steelers lost that game on the coin toss because we made the wrong decision of taking ball instead of deferring. On the road, you always defer. I said, to me personally as a coach, always defer. There's never a situation where you ask for ball, ever, except for overtime. That's it. Overtime coin flip is the only time you ask for ball when you win the flip. Rest of it, never ask for ball. Defer. Done with that. Absolutely done with that. But yes, as long as we don't do dumb things like that, be better. Stephanie, I'll come cheer with her next time. Awesome to hear, Stephanie. That is great to hear. We'd love to have you. We're last row 228. That's where we set up. Ronnie, lots of love. Thanks for the rub there, Lonnie. The love there, Ronnie. Rub there, Lonnie. I switched it up in my mouth a little bit. Derpy. This offense may be just second half time, and we might have to roll with that. Well, sorry, I needed water. But yes, until we get to a situation where we are starting to be better in the first half, control the ball a little bit better in the first half, that's what we are. We're a second half team. Because we have to be. Because we don't have the lead. Striker! Miles! Great to see you, Miles. Happy to have you on the show, my friend. I know you're going to give me your input. Derpy, but if they can score 2 touchdowns in the first half, an improvement, maybe we can stand a chance truly with the elite teams. Yes, we can. That's exactly the difference between us and elite teams right now, Derpy. Hit the nail on the head. When we start getting touchdowns in the first half with this defense and playing with a lead, defense can tee off, cuts down the running game, turns them into a passing team, and our eliteness of our team is getting sacks, getting pressure on quarterbacks. That's what our defense has run on for the past millennia. That's it. We just go after quarterbacks. If we can't do that because we don't have a lead, or until we get into situations where we finally get a lead and we can start getting pressure, We need to start getting those scores early, like you're saying, Derpy, so the pressure defense can get their turnovers and make their offenses look dumb. Miles, did I just witness the Steelers win? Yeah, for the 4th time this season. 4. We have 4 wins and 2 blowouts. That is the Steelers this year. Twice as many wins than blowouts. Both of our losses weren't even close. All of our wins were close. Though this one, I mean, I could say might be our best win because the Rams never had the football with a chance to win at the end of the game or tie. We made sure of that with our late score and then got on them. TJ is him. Exactly. We're all loving some TJ today. Defensive player of the year, making a game-changing play in every game this season, especially the ones that we've won. All 4 that we've won, he's made a game-changing play. Ian, I have to say, Harvin did some good punts this game as well. Yeah, after his first punt, I'm like, crap. We waited just to get a short punt Harvin back, but then I'm like, honestly, the guy coffin kicks better than anybody in the game. He is the best, like, positional punter, half-field punter in the league. Absolutely best. And until he starts getting consistent, because he's got a stronger leg than any punter. He can put it 70 yards in the air. Like, the guy just uses his body weight, 70 yards in the air. Like, this guy is going to be a GOAT once he has everything down. And he was starting to get to that elite level right before he got hurt. He had his best game as a punter. But he had a good one tonight, too. So glad that you called out to Ian, letting everybody know, hey, look, Harvin had a great game tonight. Yeah, he did. He did. And he flipped the field for us. He pinned him back a few times, and that is elite. Getting him inside, not just the 20, but the 10. That's big. Stephanie, have a wonderful night, everyone. Enjoy the win. You too, Steph. Thanks for joining the show. We love having everybody on the show. Go Steeler Nation. Go Steeler Nation. Yinzers as well. Yinzers, ladies. Miles and Matt Canada didn't call an awful game for once. For once. Game looks a lot better when your running game works and Deontay Johnson is on the field extending plays and getting the sticks to move. That is a big difference. First place. I think we're still technically a half game back on the Ravens because we had a bye. They went a half game up in the bye. We both won today. I think we're technically a half game behind the Ravens. But if we were tied with the same wins and losses, we would be the same. I think we have one less loss. I think they're 4-3 and we're 4-2. Just going off my head. Let me know, guys, if I'm wrong. I do have to look that up. NFL standings. Boom. NFL standings. Current standings. Ravens, nope, they have an extra win on us. Right? We are 4-2. They are 5-2. But they're 5-3. 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 5, 6, 7. That's right. They're half game up on us. Good night, sweetheart. Everybody say good night to Viola. She's got to go to bed.
Good night.
What do you got? What else you got to say? Go.
Go Steelers.
Yeah, good night, sweetheart. I love you. Najee got a touchdown. Yes, he did. So did Warren. So did Pickett. 3 on the ground. Not just 1 on the ground. 3. One more red zone touchdown that we've had all season. We had 2 red zone touchdowns all season. 3 in this game. Marked at the top. Show Cooley. Thank you for doing that. Freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. Derpy. I'm just saying I watched a lot of Steelers in my life, and this game is the most favorable Steelers win by the Zebras. It's because it's Brady-less era. I don't know. Ben would get calls when Brady wasn't on the field, but the problem was Ben never got calls for roughing the passer because he was so much bigger than anybody else. It was a guy they've never seen, though technically he was about the same size as Brady. And anytime you touched Brady's visor, he'd go ballistic. Ben wasn't even smart enough to realize his nose was broken when he got hit in the face. Maybe they're just different guys. But our guy needs to get those calls. Really, really he does. Ronnie, I love your after-game analyses. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And usually I'm at the games because I'm a season ticket holder. So if I'm at the game, obviously I don't have the off game stuff, or if I'm doing something with friends watching the game, I won't be doing the post games. But when I'm at home by myself, I always put out a tweet. I put out a tweet today. I put out an Instagram post as well today, letting us know I was coming up after the game. So follow me on the gram, follow me on the tweets, on the X's, and follow me on what's the other thing I'm on? Tickety Talk. That's right. At SN Striker spelled with a Y. And I usually jump up and let you guys know about that. Ian, my only concern I have seen this game is Wallace and KZ. KZ's a hitter. I'm still not too worried about KZ. And he can still make plays and intercept footballs as well. The guy is way better than Edmonds. But Wallace, yeah, I completely agree with you on Wallace. Absolutely agree with you on Wallace. Miles, I've been waiting for this moment. Nice. Ronnie, good win. Absolutely was. We need to run the ball more. Well, today was a day where we ran the freaking ball. I got to go to the post-game stats on NFL.com just to see how we ended up with the running game. Because I know it was one of our best running games, at least for efficiency. I'm not sure it's so much. Let me mute for a second. So I can find Steelers. There we go. Game details. Sorry to not. Usually I have this stuff preloaded already. I'm sorry. I'm not doing my stuff right tonight. A little on the slow side. And stats. Why are the stats not up? Should be up. Stats. There's no stats to show. Is this thing in a wrong? No. Well, I'll have to look it up on my phone then. Because I know my phone has it because it updates the stats in real time. So let's see these stats here for the Steelers. There we go. Stats. Steelers. Pickett with 230 yards passing. No interceptions, no touchdowns, but he ran for a touchdown. Running game, guys. 53 yards by Harris with a touchdown. 32 yards by Warren with a touchdown. 1 rush for 1 yard with Austin. Pickett. 8 rushes for 1 touchdown and no yards. That's a great stat. Pickens with another 100-yard game. 107 yards for Pickens today. 79 for Deontay Johnson. Both had 5 catches. Those are good numbers. 15.8 per catch is better than Deontay Johnson did all last season. Even Hayward had 2 catches for 23 for 11.5 per catch. Good per catch for them. Harris started out with a great first down catch, but he ended up with 3 for 15. Same thing with Robinson, 1 for 7. And of course, Rob made all his kicks. Mr. Boswell. Oh, that was Igwebuike was returning the kickoffs. Oh my gosh. Why do we have him on the team? Why isn't Austin back there? Oh, we need McFarland back. That's right. McFarland hasn't come back yet. We got to wait for him to come back. Leading to the tackles, of course, was Fitzpatrick with 11, 6 solo, followed by KZ with 7. Next is like you're talking about Holcomb, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 for Holcomb. So technically Holcomb had more than KZ. KZ just had more solo tackles. And Neal with 4 solo tackles as well on the defensive line. A sack by Okunjobi, 1 sack by Okunjobi, 1 by Nick Herbig, and Watt with an interception. Those were the big plays from the defense today. Good stats all around. Obviously the yardage is still there, but as I keep saying, football defense is now made. You're not made to essentially stop the football. You're made to get the football back. And that means stopping in the red zone, stopping on third downs, getting turnovers. Doesn't matter if you rack up yardage. You do those 3 things, you're going to win every game. Claude, hey, what's up? Good to see you again, Mr. Bishop. Glad to have you back on the show. Derby. That's why I said fans, to keep with the standard, they know their goal, and trading anybody like Najee would hurt. It absolutely would. What's he in year 3 too? And he's a first-round running back. So we technically have him locked up for 5 years. Next year, this offseason though, Derpy, we have to consider whether we want to activate Najee Harris's 5th-year option, which was if we keep him, we will. And that has to happen at the beginning of his 4th season, which guarantees his 5th year. Second thing, the other option would be if we don't want to do that, consider trading him. And if we can get a first rounder for him, that's something that we could do. And that is something I can get behind, but not during the season. No way. Off season, when we are in GM mode, these are things you got to think about, especially when you got to think about paying a quarterback down the road. Ravens 5-2. Yep, thank you very much, Michael. I'm glad you answered my yes, and we are in a defeated division. We're just a half game back on the Ravens because they have an additional win, same amount of losses. And Canada has a scheme. Yeah, that was more of a running scheme tonight. They're 5-2. We're 4-2. Oh, okay, great. I'm glad you guys did it while I was doing it. Forgot the bye issue. That happens. Good night. Good night, Roddy. Thanks for joining the show. Night, Viola. Thanks, Ian. I'm catching up with you guys. I drank a few. Me too. I drank an all whiskey today. Considering doing a puff too here soon. Good night. Good night, Claude. Good to have you. Yoder! Back to the show. How about our Pittsburgh Steelers today? They got the job done today. Yes, they did. And it's always better to celebrate a win than a loss. And this was more on the offense. Offense salted the win. I'm happy to have an offensive win when going over into the fourth quarter again with not having a lead down by what were 7, I guess, going into the fourth, winning by 7. 14 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. That's exactly what it says, at least over on NFL.com. That's how you win ball games, in the fourth quarter. And we did it. Great win. Overall rush stats were not great, but they had some timely runs. They did. And they were winning on first down. I kept telling you, our first 4 first downs were like 8, 7, 7, 6 were our first 4 rushes on first down, which are all wins. And I think only one of them we got a first down out of. Because we got like a sack out of one. We did some dumb run off of one and just didn't convert the thirds. Insane. But we were winning on first down with the running game. And that's a big thing with the front 7 of the Rams, which is one of the single greatest front 7s in the game. We were pulling the guard today. That's something we haven't seen a lot. Finally pulling these guards. And we're getting good running plays out of them as well. Claude is definitely with you. Thumbs up together. Lots of love here on the chat. Who gets today's game ball? That's a good question. Let's think about it today. I think we have a lot of options for the game ball today. On defense, there's TJ Watt as an option for that big timely interception. On offense, I think there's a few options. I think there's Pickens for a 100-yard game receiving. I think there's Pickett for being the quarterback to get us into this position to win the game in the fourth quarter, looking stronger and stronger as the game went on. The running backs, both Warren and Najee, you can make arguments for. Even Deontay Johnson. You can make an argument for getting 5 catches, over 50 yards, big plays after the first game back, and being a difference maker. So my heart will want to give it to Deontay Johnson for his first game back since it's so even. But if I'm going by stats on the day, I've got to give it to George Pickens. George Pickens again. 100 yards, receiving, 5 catches. If he keeps his mouth shut, starts going first down for his celebrations, there's nothing anybody can do about how great he is and stop him. The only person stopping him is himself right now. Michael Scott, join us. What's the timeline for McFarland and Cam? Cam was always his timeline coming back around mid-November. I was expecting McFarland back this game, but McFarland is in the practice window. So this is week 1 of his practice window and has 2 more weeks that he has to return, or else he's on IR for the rest of the season, which happened to him the last year when he tried coming off of IR, ended up re-injuring himself, and was lost for the season. So he has 2 games to make it back, or he's out for the season. So I hope for sure that Steelers got it right this damn time and are ready to bring him back because he is practicing. He practiced this past week. I think he practiced even during the bye week. Not sure. Or not. Well, we know he didn't practice for bye week, but after the bye week, came back, practiced, ready for the game. Did not activate him. I don't know how injured he is still. I don't know how close he is to returning, but he is in the 3-week window. 1 week is down. He's got 2 more games before the Steelers have to activate him. Or at least before that 3rd game. So 2-week window for our friend McFarland. Ian, that could be a possibly down the road. They may trade Highsmith for a number 1 pick and promote Herbig. Depends on their money situation against the cap. And honestly, guys, we got a ton of money tied up in the cap, especially on defense. And we've got a lot of young players on offense. And if we want to start paying some of these young players, these are the tough decisions we're going to have to start making. But how do you keep a guy like Nick Herbig off of the field? I mean, I was watching him in the preseason, and his floor is better than any floor of any pass rusher I've seen since Porter. Honestly, his floor in the preseason was better than TJ Watt's first year preseason. Was better than Highsmith's preseason. I'd go back all the way to Joey Porter's, because Joey Porter was off the charts 2 years in the preseason and didn't get to start until after year 2. And that's why, and of course, didn't relinquish the spot, and honestly should be a Hall of Famer. I think he will be in the Hall of Fame one of these years. Put up too many sacks to be denied, to tell you the truth. Super Bowl winner, team leader, guy definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. But yeah, these are the tough things that we have to think about. And it comes down, are we going to try to trade Najee as well and promote Warren? Because Highsmith is an elite pass rusher. And if he gets to a Pro Bowl, or if he puts up double-digit sacks again, his marketability goes through the roof. But I don't think we have to move Highsmith for 2 more years. But that's the time you have to decide about, are we going to promote Nick, or are we going to keep Highsmith? And the only way Nick's going to get on the field with Highsmith and Watt is if somebody gets hurt, or to have a couple plays just to give somebody a blow while they're taking a rest on the sideline. That's it. But he made the best out of it today. I'd love to see how many snaps he had, because he made the best out of the snaps. Absolutely did. Yoder, now that the Steelers got this win today, hope they continue to show this kind of fight going forward in the season. Me too. I don't want another letdown game like Houston. That was embarrassing. Absolute embarrassment of a game to watch. I cannot live through another one of those this season. And of course, San Fran was pretty embarrassing as well. DJ, good. Your game ball is to DJ, and that is definitely fair. And I can exactly see my heart would definitely go with DJ as well through my game ball. Ian, I think we should give a shout out to the linebackers coach and the veterans for coaching up Herbig. Exactly. And the outside linebackers coach, is he a new coach? I think he's the same one that we had. And Butler's not there anymore, because Butler used to be a overseeing linebackers coach before he became defensive coordinator. So yeah, big kudos to the linebackers coaches getting everybody ready. And the guy on the other side too, third guy, Freeman. Is it? Why do I always forget the guy we brought in free agency? But he's good too. Outside linebackers couldn't be any better. And they are the strength of this team, and they are the strength and the engine of every great Steelers defense. Absolutely are. We always have great outside linebackers. And now we have 2 of them again. So Highsmith just needs to become a household name as well, like Nick Herbig. Guys, that's all the questions I've gotten from you guys on the show. It's time to wrap up. It's been about an hour. I want to watch the Philly game. But thanks so much for joining me on the post game. Like I said, come over and watch us over at SteelerNation.com. We got the best freaking news on the planet for Steelers news. Bookmark us. Bookmark it. Go to the Steeler Nation forum. Over there, we talk football all week. It's a fun place just to chat too, guys. And you guys have a lot of football knowledge over there. Coolies, who's here a lot, who's Robert C. He's a moderator over there. A lot of our guys over here come and jump over here and join the show too. So great to have those guys on both sides. And I highly recommend you guys joining the Steeler Nation forum. It's free. You can pay a little bit more if you want like an avatar or something too. That works as well. Robert, got to watch Astros baseball. Oh, you Houston guys. Love those Astros, the New England Patriots of baseball. Oh, I said it. That should hurt you. That should hurt your soul, Robert. Coolest thing I ever saw, too, in any 7-game series. The only time I've ever seen it happen in a 7-game series, when the away team won every game of the series when Washington beat Houston a few years back. That was insane. I don't think that's ever going to happen again, where the away team won all 7 games in a 7-game series, and that was for a World Series win. Insane. Insane. Have a good night, Striker. Go Steelers. Thanks, Ian. Love you, man. Great show. Thank you, Cooley, man. Go Astros. Enjoy your Patriots. Claude, great show. Thank you much. I appreciate that, Claude. Appreciate that. Robert, seriously, man. I know how to get under your skin, man. Yeah, enjoy your Astros. Enjoy your Astros before they start getting beat by my Phillies. See you in a week. Good show. Thanks, Ronnie. Thanks, everybody, guys. Honestly, last thing I want to leave with, follow me on the X, the IGs, and the Tickety Talks. Oh, there it is. There's my name, at @SN_Striker. I just have to stop talking to you guys. You guys see it. At @SN_Striker, spelled with a Y. Why? Because I love you and Steelers football. And here I am, G.Stryker, rooting along with you as always, and Ian. Go Steelers!